Hi, I am Ajish Babu. Today we will learn about if-else statement in C#. Okay, so in the previous video also, when we were doing one example, we used if-else statement. So today we will study in detail what is the use of if-else statement in C#. So if-else is used to check a condition or a Boolean expression. So if you want to check whether one condition is true or false, then what should happen or what is the statements that should be executed if one as this Boolean expression is true, or if that Boolean expression or that condition is false, then which are the statements to be executed. So we all decide these things by using the if statement or the if and else statement. Okay, so now we are going to see one example where we can implement these statements. So what I am going to do is that we will take an example of a mark of a student. So whether we will check whether, depending on the marks he got, whether he passed the exam or not. So that we are going to do right now. Again, I am going to continue with my box script file. I have removed the previous codes which we did for the examples. Today we will start a new one. So first I will create a variable to store the mark. Integer mark is equal to, I am just going to give it as 50. Okay, so this 50 is the mark which the student got for that particular subject. So we will check whether he has passed or not. Okay, so right now in this start I am going to give one condition. Okay, so I am just going to give it as if mark is greater than 50. Then I am going to execute a statement, that is debug.log student the exam. Okay, so I will give the message like the student passed in the exam. So what is the Boolean expression or the condition we are checking here? We are checking whether the mark that student got is greater than 50 or not. Okay, so here I am going to get the result whether the student passed or not. Okay, so I will just save this and I will run this. So here you can see that in the console window I am not getting any result. Okay, why? Because here I have given, so this statement will be executed only if that mark is greater than 50. Okay, so here you can see that the mark I got, the student got, is 50. So if you want, you can check like a mark is greater than or equal to 50. Okay, so in this case we will check what will happen now. So I will just run this file. So here you can see that I am getting the output as the student passed in the exam. Okay, so because this condition is right now it is true, because mark I am giving the condition like if the mark is greater than or equal to 50. So I got the mark as 50. So I can say that the student passed in the exam. So this statement is executed because this condition became true. What happens if, for example, if I am giving, if a mark is greater than 50, then the student passed in the exam. Now, if it is less than 50, Okay, so if it is, so I have given the condition like a greater than 50, and if it is less than 50, then I want to execute a statement like a student failed in the exam. Okay, so if it is, this condition is not true, then what happens? So for that you can use the else statement. Okay, so I am taking as else. Here I am going to give it as debug.log. So I am going to execute the statement as the student failed in the exam. Okay, and I am going to give my mark as 40. You can see that mark which the student received is 40, and I am going to check this condition. If this mark is greater than 50, then student passed the exam, otherwise the student failed in the exam. Okay, now what I am going to do is that I am going to play this. So here you can see that I am getting the output as the student failed in the exam. Okay, so because the 40 is less than 50, so I am this condition becomes wrong, so it will not execute this statement. Okay, so if this condition becomes wrong, then which statement it will execute? It will execute this statement. Okay, so that is the use of if and else. So if in if it checks a condition and this condition is true, then it will execute this statement. Else then it will execute the statement which we have mentioned in the else condition. Okay, so I hope you understood that. Now we will see next condition. Okay, like mark or the student's mark is 50, and we will check this. Now what we are going to do is that, like if the mark is greater than 50, then the student passed the exam, else the student failed in the exam. Okay, I want to give one more condition. Okay, so here I will check what is going to be the result. So when I run this program, we can see that I got the answer like student failed in the exam. I will just clear this and I will run it again. So here we can see that I am getting the output as the student failed in the exam. Okay, so here if it is the greater than 50, then I have the student is passed in the exam, otherwise he failed in the exam. Now I want to give one more condition, like I want the student, I want to declare that a student failed in the exam if he has got the mark of less than 50. Okay, then what we will do? Okay, so for that I am going to remove this and I am going to give one more condition. Okay, so for that you can use else if. Okay, and if it is less than 50, then I will give the condition like debug.log these two failed in the exam. Okay, so here you can see that I am going to give one more condition, like if a mark is greater than 50, then student is passed the exam. Then if it is less than 50, then I will give that a student failed in the exam. Okay, then now what I will do is that I will just give this as 40, then I will play it again. So here you can see that I am getting the output as student failed in the exam because the this condition becoming true. Okay, that is mark is less than 50. Now so here I have two conditions, if it is mark is greater than 50 or the mark is less than 50. Now there is one more chance is there, like the mark of the student is 50. Okay, if it is 50, then what will happen? Okay, now I am going to run this. Now let us run this program. Now we can see what is going to happen. So we can see that I am not getting any output there because this condition is becoming wrong. If it is mark is greater than 50, then only this statement will be executed. But my mark is 50, so it is not greater than 50. And my next condition is whether the mark is less than 50, then this will execute. Okay, that student failed in the exam. But my mark is 50, you can see. So this condition is also becoming wrong. So it will not execute this statement. Okay. So in this case, you can see that both my conditions are wrong. So here I can give one more else condition to give a statement which will be executed when both the above conditions are wrong. Okay, so here I will just give it like debug.log. Okay, I can just give, you can take a retest. Okay, just like that. Okay, I will just give it like you can take a retest. So here what will happen? First we will check what is going to be the output. Now go back to Unity and run this. So here you can see that I am getting the output as you can take a retest. Okay. So why it is happening? So just like I mentioned earlier, if the mark is greater than 50, then this statement will be executed, but the mark is not greater than 50. Then it will go to the next condition. It will check the next condition, then that is mark is less than 50. Then if it is mark is less than 50, then this statement will execute, like that student failed in the exam, but my mark is 50, it is not less than 50. So this will also not be executed because this condition becomes false. Then I am giving another condition, like if both the above conditions are wrong, then I will execute this statement. Okay, so that is you can take a retest. So my mark is 50. So this statement will be executed because this is the remaining one which we have got. Okay, so I hope you understood the use of if and else statement. The if and else statement is used when you want to check a condition. Okay, so whether if you want to execute some statements if one condition is right, and if you want to execute some other statements if that condition is wrong, in those cases you can use the if and else statement. When you develop a game, you use this log. Okay, so because for example, if you are checking whether all your lives have you have lost all your lives, so for that you can give a statement like if my life is less than 0 or less than or equal to 0, then I can just give debug.log I am dead. Else I can give I am still alive. I can continue with the fight. Okay, so I like that you can use this if and else condition while you develop the game. You use a log. So it is very important to understand what is the purpose of this if else statement and how we can use this while writing the C# program. So I hope you understood this, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.